Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video, well, let's take a look at the downfall that we are seeing in Google. It's like a complete collapse, and what's going on? We'll take a look at the technicals as well, the price action, what does it entails moving forward on Google from here, how things are looking like, but most importantly, let's talk about what is going on? Who spilled the beans here, right? So Apple said, you know what, Google? This is Apple. Apple said, I'm not gonna go down alone. I'm not gonna take away that whole now the 30% that I can't charge anymore, or well, they can still charge, but they are not, Apple cannot uh, force or obligate developers to stay in their 30% ecosystem on the US App Store. Now, definitely, Apple is hurt. Well, it's not that Apple is deliberately hurting Google here, but definitely something is happening from Apple's testimony. And so what happens is Alphabet stock fell sharply in midday trading on Wednesday after Bloomberg reported that an Apple executive's testimony pointed to artificial intelligence taking market share from traditional search. Apple's senior vice president of services, Eddie Q, testified in a Department of Justice lawsuit against Google that searches in Apple browsers fell for the first time as people turned to AI for their search queries, according to Bloomberg. This comes as DOJ investigates the long-standing partnership between the Apple and the Alphabet. Anyways, Google has a lot of revenue that comes from their search. I mean, they pay also 20 billion, is it? It's, yeah, like Google pays around, I think, annually 20 billion to stay as the default search engine on the Apple Store. Yeah. Now that's looks like quite an interesting thing. Here you go. Google is the default search engine right now on Apple's browser, a coveted position for which it pays Apple roughly 20 billion. And so, as if it, Apple says that more and more, users are now searching other than just going to Google, like ChatGPT, Perplexity, and all that stuff, the AI things, that is definitely coming out and biting Google in the butt here, right? Now, Apple is also actively looking at reshaping the Safari web browser on its devices to focus on AI-powered search engines. So, a move that could chip away at Google's dominance in the lucrative search market. Now, Google needs to come back with something really prominent, really strong in the search engine side with the AI. They can't, it seems like, yeah, the world is moving away from the traditional search, right? Now, all right, here we are. Let's talk about the technicals, all right? So definitely it's a complete like a downtrend beginning again on Google. Google was in the near term establishing itself in the near term uptrend, and that was really great to see. However, everything is lost in that perspective now, and definitely once we lost this $155 area, it's a complete, collapse. Now, let's get to the hourly interval. I will take you over a couple of other areas as well, but it's not going to come back within a day here unless some sort of news comes that negates what right now shows, or the perspective needs to change, because right now it's that, okay, Google is losing its market value, right? So if nothing comes out that negates this particular whole ongoing situation, Google is not really going to turn around at this point, and anyhow any rebound at this point, even in the near term structure until 155, is just negative. We are heading definitely down to 147, but let's get to the weekly interval, because we may be heading down to maybe this time test. Definitely there's a possibility we might test 200 weeks moving average. I'm on the weekly interval, not necessarily 147 is going to hold. It may not, just the way things are, and seems like yeah, it's gonna at least test 200 weeks moving average to begin with, which will bring us down to 137. Also, I don't think that it's just gonna stop at 137. There is a possibility of a bounce at 137, but 146 will start to become a resistance. And anyhow, if we lose 200 weeks moving average, which will be weeks away though, if that happens, we will see though, but it can happen quick as well. But if that ever happens, then we are at least watching the next level around 126. So anyways, Google is in the downtrend, and right now the news that has come out is definitely is not in the beneficial of Google, not even in the near term, even on the long term side, unless Google really comes back and comes out with something really prominent that tells the investors that okay, now Google is still in control of the search engine, because search engine is very lucrative business. So yeah, Google really needs to do something here. All right, guys, that's all I had for you in this video. If you found it helpful, valuable, please hit the like, subscribe. If you need access to my tools and also there are a lot more stocks coverage that I do with the members, check out all the details in the description of this video. And none of this is any financial advice, just for education purposes. And I'll see you in my next videos. Take care. Bye.